Hello, welcome to the very first Iron Sharpens Iron video. I'm your host, Matthew Buckley, and welcome to the first steps on your journey to whole life wellness. Today's video is going to be on resilience. Now, if you're wondering what is resilience and how can this benefit me, you're not alone. So stay here with me through this video and learn how much more free and unburdened you can feel when you utilize these 5 concepts we're about to explore. Now, understanding these concepts is easy, but implementing them, much less mastering them, that's far more challenging. Life was never meant to be lived alone, and we all need someone who can motivate us, challenge us, and help us realize our full potential. And that's exactly what Iron Sharpens Iron is all about. Now that you know who I am and what this is all about, let's get to it. In today's fast-paced world, life can be challenging. It's often unpredictable. This has become even more true in the past few years, or what many refer to as the post-pandemic world. But what if I told you that you have the power to not only become stronger than you ever imagined, to bend and not break, but to bounce back better from adversity over any obstacle or challenge that life throws your way? Now this is what resilience is all about. Resilience is the ability to adapt and to recover and to overcome difficult situations. It's about having a positive mindset and the mental strength to keep going, even when the going gets tough. It's about understanding that you are stronger and more determined than your problems. And we all know resilience is crucial because it helps us manage stress properly, it helps us deal with challenges with determination, and it helps us adequately cope with even the most difficult situations. Resilience is not about being immune to stress. Resilience is about having the ability and the tools to bounce back and keep moving forward and making that meaningful progress in everything you do. So how do we build resilience? Again, these concepts are easy, but actually doing the work is challenging, and I promise you, it is rewarding. I encourage everyone watching this video to ask yourself 2 questions right now. 1, who is helping me? And 2, who am I helping? And now 5 things you can begin doing today to build your mental toughness and resilience. Number 1, practice self-care. Take care of your physical and your own emotional health. I like to say that self-care is not selfish care. Self-care is one of the best ways to take care of our own physical, emotional, and mental health. So why do most of us neglect this crucial component of our own well-being? There's an old saying you probably heard. It's called the golden rule, or treat others the way you want to be treated. I think this is actually backwards. I mean, how many of us actually treat others the way we treat ourselves? Let me ask it this way. What would our relationships with others look like if we actually treated other people the same way we treat ourselves? Let that sink in. If we actually talk to others the same way we talk to ourselves, how many of us would still have any friends at all? So why do most of us neglect this crucial component? Well, if we don't take care of ourselves, who will? The second thing we can begin working on to put in our tool belt for resilience and mental strength is to build strong relationships and to seek support from others when we need it. How many of you in the last week or the last month or year have helped somebody in a time of need? If you have, write the words "I helped" down in the comments below so that I can thank you and other people can appreciate what you've done. Now, how many of you in the same time period of the last week, the last month, or the last year have needed help? And no matter how big or how small you thought that problem was, you simply didn't ask for help or reach out to anybody. If you wouldn't refuse to help somebody in a time of need, why do you think somebody would refuse to help you? So if you've been that type of person at any time in the past, and that's been me multiple times, if you've needed help at some point and you didn't ask for it, write down in the comments below what kept you from asking for help. What kept you from reaching out? All right, the third thing that we can put in our tool belt for resilience and mental strength is to face our challenges head on and to learn from them. A few weeks ago, I was down in Half Moon Bay, and while I was there, I decided to go for a walk on the beach. While I walked along the beach, I saw some surfers way out in the ocean, and they weren't close enough for me to hear what they were saying or read their facial expressions, but I had to assume they're having a good time. It seems like something I should do, that whole self-care thing. Anyway, from what I could tell with these surfers, whenever they were paddling out into the waves, they always paddled directly into the waves, no matter how large the wave was. And this headlong driving into waves is also what ships at sea do during large storms. As I watched the surfers, I realized that if they did not go headlong face first into the waves, and instead they went sideways, they were pushed back to shore by the waves before they could get out far enough to actually surf. As I watched the surfers and I thought about the ships, I realized something. If the ships of the surfers do not go directly head on, face first into the waves, they capsize. It's more of an inconvenience for the surfers because they get pushed back to shore, but it's deadly and catastrophic for the ships and their crews. And it made me think, when the waves of life come crashing over us, we need to go head on into our challenges to avoid losing our progress and being pushed back to the beach, or worse, overwhelmed and capsized. Brings us to the fourth item on our list. Focus on what you can control and let go of the things you can't. A long time ago, I read a book. I don't remember if it was My Side of the Mountain or Hatchet or some other book. But the book was about a boy who was stranded in the wilderness and he had to trap raccoons for survival. To do this, he made holes in logs, holes big enough for a raccoon to put their open hand into to reach the food. Now, the traps work by either having the opening smaller than the rest of the hole or by having some sort of spikes driven into the hole. Raccoons could easily slip their hands into the hole and they could easily slip their hands out when their hands were open. But as long as the raccoon reached in and grabbed on and held on to that bait or that food, whatever it was, as long as they held on, they were unable to get out. They were trapped. They could not get their fist out. How many of us become trapped by problems of life, everyday problems that we all face? One of the best ways, one of the easiest ways to overcome these problems, let go. Stop holding on to grudges. Stop holding on to things that you cannot control. And now the fifth and final item on our list today is having a positive attitude, practicing gratitude. This one seems like it's probably the most simple, but it's probably the most difficult. Simply stop focusing on what you do not have. If you focus on what you do not have, you will never have enough and you will never be satisfied. We need to start focusing on the things that we do have. We need to realize that we have today and that today is a gift and we do not truly deserve this gift if we do not make the most of it. Marcus Aurelius probably said it best. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. He also said very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, within your way of thinking. So remember, building resilience takes continual time and effort, but the benefits are worth it. And trust me, they last a lifetime. When you are resilient, you can tackle anything life throws your way. More than that, you come out even stronger. Think of it this way. You can choose to be strong, like a rock. But even the strongest material has a breaking point. Or you can choose to be resilient. Bad things happen to good people. Shit happens. We can't always avoid it. We can, however, learn to bend and not break. Now, if you choose resilience, you become more like a phoenix. You will not be consumed by the fires of life. You will rise anew from the ashes. As they say, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So the choice is yours. Resilience or strong. So that's it for today's video on resilience. If you found this video helpful, be a good friend. Do not keep this video for yourself. Share this video with at least one person right now who you know is struggling and let them know that you're there for them, that you support them, and that you care for them. And also, of course, please hit the like and subscribe button so you can be notified of all future videos we make on mental health, resilience, and similar topics. So, from Matt at Iron Sharpens Iron, thanks for watching.